Hello and welcome to etbfsi.com. My name is Amol Dethe and you're watching FinTech Diary. Today, my guest for FinTech Diary is Upasana Taku, the co-founder and CEO of MobiQuick. Upasana, welcome on the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thanks so much, Amol, for having me here.
Great, Upasana. To begin with, I have three, four very important questions. And I can see that a lot of things are happening in FinTech industry. Obviously, few players are not doing good because they're not getting the funds, but there are few players, those who are actually happy because payment has picked up in a different manner, specifically in a digital payment mode. And the FinTechs operating in credit space are also expecting a huge pickup very soon. Considering the current lockdown, considering the changes that happened in the economy. Could you please tell me what are the game changer things that happen to MobiQuick? What are the major trends that you observed in MobiQuick, and how are you actually reading the market right now?
So yeah, firstly, the last financial year, which ended in March 2020, was an amazing year for MobiQuick. We actually tripled our revenues from about 26 million. We got to about 72 million in revenues in this financial year. So it was sort of a bumper year. And the month of March 2020, despite the impact of COVID in the last 2 weeks, was sort of our highest grossing revenue month ever in our lifetime. So the fact that this whole COVID thing has come and has impacted the economy and companies, including ours, was a difficult pill to swallow. But nevertheless, we are on the path of growth and survival. I think April and May were definitely low months, but we saw a huge adoption of digital payments and many new
Right.
users coming onto the platform. And while only essential services were allowed for some time, but the growth in those categories, namely groceries, food, pharmacy, and most importantly, bill payments, was phenomenal. I mean, as you can imagine, phone is the primary communication device in India and also the primary content and news device. And so the number of people trying to pay their mobile postpaid bill or trying to top up their prepaid mobile for both voice and data was humongous. And then also, payments for television, satellite television, and electricity, and all of those. So bill payments as a sector has seen huge growth, both from existing users as well as several millions of new users, doing their first payment transaction in order to do one of these essential daily life things. And yeah, we have of course faced some struggles because revenue was down, but June has been a great month. I think we have seen numbers grow up already compared to last month, 20-25% up in different categories. And we
Right.
expect that on the payments front, we will be back at the March level by, if not July, then definitely by August.
Right.
The reason, while many other categories, new categories like education, gaming, content have also started giving a considerable lift, but the overall numbers are still dragging a little bit because of travel. As you know, travel sector has been hit very badly.
Yes.
And because a lot of our payments volume came from trains, flights, cabs, etc., so that sector is still going to take some time to come up. But nevertheless, overall, we think that digital payments is overall back to 75-80% of baseline numbers from Feb or March, and we expect 100% recovery by August, if not July.
That sounds a very interesting plan, Upasana. Thanks for that interesting note. Going ahead, tell me something about Billa Stack and your partnership with Clipcard, which you recently did. And I
Yeah.
have also learned that you're partnering with Ixigo, Snapdeal, and some new companies going ahead. So, what are these partnerships like?
Right. So, as I spoke about, the biller stack is basically MobiQuick's own bill payments product suite,
Hmm.
which is available on the MobiQuick app.
Right.
So, most MobiQuick users come to this app to pay their phone, electricity, television, credit card, EMI payments. So, 300 plus billers are available in the MobiQuick product suite. And while we continue to add new users in millions on the MobiQuick platform, by no stretch of imagination can we reach a billion people. And so what we did during this lockdown is we actually created this bill payment stack, and we call it MobiQuick biller stack. And we packaged in a sort of way so that any other platform, any other online platform that would like to offer bill payments category to their user base can very quickly integrate the MobiQuick biller stack just in a matter of couple of days. And now their users on their websites and their apps can also start doing the digital payments for bill
Correct.
payments. Now I'll tell you why we thought that this was the right time to do it, because I think it's a triple whammy. Firstly, the primary objective is to provide safe and easy access to all bill payments, these 300 plus billers, to millions and millions of Indians. And to that extent, that is our primary objective, that how do we reach more of the Indian masses. So it fulfills that need. And during the lockdown, as you know, most people were shut down at home, so they could not step out to pay their bills. And so we wanted to ensure that they were able to reach digital bill payments from one of their primary apps, whatever app they were comfortable using. Number two objective that it met is that, whether it is e-commerce companies or whether it's travel companies, many of them were not able to sell anything. Like, you could only sell essential products and services during the lockdown. So what do you sell to your millions and millions of daily and monthly active users who are opening your app, but you have nothing to sell? So we thought
Correct.
that by launching this category, it would also generate some use case and revenue for these companies to be able to provide some product and service to their user. And because the service is completely digital, it could be easily provided by them just by doing integration with us.
Correct.
Thirdly, and most importantly, it also increases our distribution. So our bill payment stack is not just available on MobiQuick websites and MobiQuick apps, but as of today, it is live on Flipkart, Ixigo, Snapdeal, as well as Confirm Ticket. These are four companies that are using our biller stack, and they've all gone live during this
Hmm.
March to May lockdown period. And I'll also tell you that this product is doing really well. Just from these four partners, we have done about 50 crores of GMV in the last less than 90 days of launching this product. And we expect that many more e-commerce companies will actually work with us and enable this product on their platforms, and we expect this product will go and grow really fast.
Uh, okay, I mean, some positive, vibes there, Upasana, in this market. But the competition is also very, very high right now, specifically into payment space. People just don't want to offer one side of payment, but want to, give a hyper local view. Not only the merchants, not only the billers, but entire go on one platform. So, do you see a tough competition there in the payment space now? Because
There has always been stiff competition in the consumer payment space in India. And it's a large market. There's 1 billion people, and even today, there are only about 400 to 450 million smartphones in India. So less than India is using a smartphone and a digital payment platform. So there is a lot of ground to cover. But I think that aside, I see less of competition with the other players in the market. And I think the larger competition continues to be with cash, which, as you know, is the number one payment method in India for several decades. And I, for one, look at this COVID pandemic
Mhm.
as yet another watershed moment for the digital payments adoption. I think demonetization was one such time, and the pandemic is another such time. And I can tell you that looking at data and looking at first hand experiences, people are preferring to use a smartphone to pay on QR codes or on websites as opposed to paying with cash at a POS or a cash on delivery, and also as opposed to using a card. And the reason being that, when you pay cash, you have to exchange notes with the merchant. So there is a possibility of your safety not being there. Also, when you swipe a card, you give your card to the merchant, he swipes it on the card machine, and then you enter a pin. So again, there is that element of safety. Versus when you take out your smartphone, you operate your smartphone, you scan the QR code from a distance, and you put the pin in your own app and you pay. So you are not touching any of the devices or exchanging anything physical with the merchant. And I think therefore we see a lot of adoption happening.
Correct.
Specifically, I can tell you that when we look at payments, we think about it in three major buckets.
Okay.
One is bill payments, recharge and bill payments, which we already spoke about. Then we see online payments, which is people paying on online apps, like a Swiggy or a Zomato. And then we see offline payments, which is people paying at stores. Now, the store could be a big store like a More or a Reliance store, or it could also be mom and pop stores, and that's what we call offline payments. And that's a vertical within our payments, and the growth there that we are seeing has been amazing. I mean, just as you know, lockdowns just started coming out in sometime in May, and we are sitting in June. So just 30 days after the lockdown restrictions coming down, we see a huge uptake in people paying in physical stores using MobiQuick. And the growth has been amazing, and we actually think that just in the next few weeks, we will hit our peaks. And that goes to say that people are preferring to pay more with apps, especially with platforms like the MobiQuick wallet, where the intervention or exchange or the safety quotient is very high because you are
Okay.
dealing with your own smartphone.
Uh, Thanks, Upasana, again for that detailed perspective. But make me understand here. If I look at this whole perspective as a consumer, if I have either a MobiQuick or a Paytm in my phone, I think most of the payment apps or the wallets, or in fact, let me call it a fintech company, is offering me all the solutions. Whether I want to make the bill payment of telephone company, or if I want to pay the amount at the store. Uh, so everybody is offering that, and at the other side, the merchant discount rate has absolutely come down. It's almost nil. So that on that perspective, to make the money for the payment companies becomes really irrational on that part. So what is the sustainable model that you see for MobiQuick and the payment companies operating in this multi-level payment area?
Right. So you're right. MDRs and payment revenues have, always been under pressure, especially in a market like India where the ticket sizes are pretty low. So, but interestingly enough, during this lockdown, the payment revenues are which are growing and helping everyone survive. But as a strategy, what we have done at MobiQuick in terms of diversifying our revenues is that we have launched financial services in a big way in the last 2 years. So
Great.
about 2 years ago, we started doing digital credit. And our digital credit is not like a personal loan, it's like a credit line that is attached to your wallet. And so you can use it for your purchasing, for your shopping. Just like you would use a credit card for shopping, now you use your credit
Okay.
line associated with your wallet to shop. And that has been an amazing source of growth and revenues for us. I'll tell you that about 19 to 20 lakh loans have happened in the last 1.5 to 2 years, and users are loving this product. And so this has been one area that we have seen growth in. We also have aspirations of bringing sort of a full financial services product bouquet to our user. So to that extent, we have launched gold and mutual fund investments on our app. So you could start investing in gold, digital gold, starting with 1 rupee, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees. And the transaction will happen instantly. You can buy, sell,
Hmm.
you can also save it, and at one point, once your amount of gold becomes a certain number, then you can get a gold coin made, or you can get jewelry made.
Okay.
Similarly, we have also launched mutual fund investments on our app, and you can directly invest in any of the 40 mutual fund companies in India. And again, we have curated plans where you can start investing as low as 100 rupees. And we also have aspirations of bringing, sachet size insurance products to our users. So largely what we are trying to do with is like payments continues to be the channel by which we acquire users, and the channel by which we have heavy frequency of users transacting on our app. It is also a method for us to acquire data on our users and merchants. And then we find a way to bring affordable and easily accessible
Right.
financial products like credit, insurance, mutual funds, and gold to the user. So they have a full bouquet of financial products that we offer, and these are ways for us to improve our revenue. And I already mentioned that just by launching some of these financial products, we have been able to significantly ramp up our revenues, and basically grown the revenues 3x in the last 1 year.
Quite interesting, and in fact, it's commendable if you're hiring people into any pay cuts because the large institutions have done that. But one more question, and that's my last question, Upasana. You have already given me enough perspective, but one specific question about the outlook. If I ask you specifically, what next for MobiKwik?
Well, um, as I told you, what next for MobiKwik? I think right now the fight is all about sustenance and survival, and doing the right things, coming out of this pandemic to the normal level of business. We expect, like I was telling you, that payments should be back to normal. If not in July, then definitely by August, by Independence Day, we should be on track. And then on credit and other fintech businesses, I think we expect a little more lag. So we expect that by September, we should be back to regular levels of, giving new loans as well as being able to collect old ones. Once we reach that baseline level of business in terms of revenues, which is what we were doing in March, then we start doubling down on growth. We've also used this lockdown period as a fantastic time for new product development. So a lot of new products and new ideas are in the cards. In fact, some new launches are coming up. So we'll keep you guys posted. But I think
Sure.
you will see the holistic MobiKwik offering will be in terms of new categories or new products getting launched either in the payments landscape or in the financial services landscape. So we are not going to go outside of our vision of providing affordable and accessible financial services to a billion Indians. We are going to stick to that charter, and we are going to make it easier and easier for people to do different types of payment use cases. We already power thousands of use cases, and we're looking forward to adding some more, and then doubling down on our plan of increasing access to credit, insurance, and investment products. And I think the aim is that to cross 100 million, which is about 750 crores in revenues rapidly. And then we have said this previously, once we cross that number, then we will be actively looking to list on the markets.
Right. Very comprehensive, Upasana. In fact, very informative. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective, not only on MobiKwik, but also about the fintech industry in India. Thank you so much for talking to etbfsi.com.